All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Of course, Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who is the God of the Hebrew Israelites. Yahweh Shah is the true name of his only begotten Son. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect, back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Quick spiritual observation, man, concerning my so-called and possibly your so-called family. Probably not gonna make it, man. Try to give them the benefit of the doubt through mercy, spiritual observations. But as the days progress, uh there'll be little signs and things and behavior that pop up that just shows you your family just don't have the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah upon them. There's certain of your family members that are probably just doing wrong out here, and they are just contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments. Then you got these other group of people, which is like, for the most part, the bulk of the type of spirit that's on my family, where they're kind of in this gray area where they're not about a whole lot of action, when it comes to, not like they out there robbing people is what I mean, but when it comes to keeping the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments and truly having some real faith, they don't have it, man. And not only have I seen that they just a bunch of pretenders, and we learned that, man, through the spirit during the so-called pandemic, man. I got a couple cousins, man, I thought was, possibly, had a little strength about themselves, a little spiritual strength about themselves. But, because at one point in time, they were like, "No, man, I'm definitely not fooling with the juice." And then a couple weeks later, all right, a little bit of pressure applied later. It was all, I took it because I wanted to make Big Ma happy. Of course, that's what we call our grandma down here, like for real. Down here in the South, we definitely call our grandmother's Big Mom or Nana. We call ours Big Mom. But my cousin, he punked out in the name of making Big Ma happy. My family just full of it, bro. And we got this love and care for our family, and we do show a level of mercy towards our family. We don't know. We're not the ones who decides whether a spirit attains salvation or not. But we are doing things to make our calling and election sure. And we would want the best for our family. Unfortunately for them, uh, some of them, damn near all of them, might not make it, bro. All right, just look at your family, man. All right, as it relates to the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. And I can honestly say, for face value, being that I'm not in these people's households, all right, but just seeing their behavior and lining it up with the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, having a level of spiritual discernment, that's very, very important. That is a spiritual gift given to us by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to be able to see these things, trying the spirit by the spirit. I can honestly say, with that, and not putting myself in the position of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, but operator level, I can honestly say, man, if it was right now, you know what I mean, none of them would make it, bro. None of them. Mama, daddy, cousin, auntie, nobody. And a brother I just saw this morning, a brother did an epistle talking about how this thing of ours coming back to Yahweh Shem and Yahweh Shai for his hopeful elect, for the men, definitely. It's a lonely road, man. And it is, man. All we have, especially as the days progress, man, and the Lord is doing this sifting process and this trimming process, you see all you have is the brothers and the few sisters, man. All right, because your family, I mean, we say this stuff out of love and out of mercy, mostly mercy. Your family ain't nothing as it relates to, keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, putting forth an effort, just reverencing the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. They can't even do that through the spirit. So come on, man, and on top of that, shit, because this great tribulation is getting ready to fall upon us, man, these people not prepared at all for Jacob's trouble. Everybody's broke. All right, that's another thing that I noticed, man. I went on every year, man, and of course, man, I pay my tithes through the spirit. When the Lord blesses me, I always try to look out for the camp or what have you. And I always try to, not so much like I used to be before I came in the truth, giving my money to homeless people and everybody like that. But if the spirit hit, then I will, look out for people, family, etc. Man, and then once a year, bro, I be looking for my money back. like, and I'm just I'm hitting my birth mother up. She been, hitting me up. She ain't never did nothing for me. So I hit her up. Everybody just broke, man. And they got these attitudes. And it made me just think again, look how fragile they are. Look at the position they are, just fronting, fronting, fronting. And the reason they're fronting is because they're able to not deal with the full reality of the great tribulation yet. All right, they still got a house, right, a roof over their head, still can watch Netflix at the end of the day, and that's what's keeping them distracted. It's all this BS, man. But come to find out, man, people just living paycheck to paycheck around here fronting, still trying to do trips, family gatherings, just a whole bunch of BS. Yeah, I mean, everyone is BSing, man, but through the spirit, it's been revealed, boy, you guys are broke, man. All right. And it's nothing for us to be broke because we know this isn't our rest. See, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they think that this is their rest, man. All right. So they out here fronting like it's all good, man, when y'all don't even have a few dollars to spare, bro. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Tax season, you're still broke. You know what I mean? And it just made me realize how important it is to serve Yahweh Bahashim Hawashai, because you're not going to be able to depend on these people, man, for nothing. Not mental stability, not a penny. All right, especially during Jacob's trouble, man. So we have to serve Yahweh Bahashim Hawashai, our Father, our Lord Yahweh Shai, our big brother, and they will provide with the things that we need and some things that we want, man. All right, some things that we want, some things we gotta be more patient about when it comes to those wants, man. But don't think, like I say, if you serving the Lord, he gonna have you at the bottom all the time. He is a balanced, perfect power. All right, let's get into these precepts though. We'll start with the predestination precept. In relation to man, the Lord had already chosen who he wanted and who he didn't want, man. And we're just simply watching the manifestation of it. This is Romans 8. And we'll start at verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, to know before, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. Talking about Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai and the predestination. All right. That he might be the firstborn among many brethren. All right. This is going into Yahweh Shai being the first of the first fruits, and him having, his 144,000 brothers and the rest of the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. All right. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. We haven't seen the full manifestation of that glorification, but we're soon, Lord willing, to experience it, man. But the Lord is telling us, hey, whom he handpicked, he already has justified them. That is to say, he already allowed, that is Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai, to make a sacrifice in atonement for these specific spirits and their transgressions, man. It's already written before the foundation of the earth came together, man. So we got to remember that. All right, this is already handpicked. Again, we're seeing the manifestation of it. So when you look at your family and look at yourself and look at the brothers, you've been going to camp, you've been around brothers, all right, you're studying to show yourself approved, you're keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, you're observing these high holy days, all right, and the rest of our holy days to the best of your ability. Then you look at these idiots, all right, in our so-called family. So like I say, bro, the only reason that we have any type of tolerance right now is because of the spirit of the Lord in mercy. All right, we love our family. We appreciate the decent members of our so-called family that the Lord have given us. But come to find out, y'all, these guys have may be real wicked, man, and that great tribulation is gonna bring out that wickedness. You see your mama them and your pops together, if they still together, or your grandma, what have you, aunties, and everyone's kind of chill. They're old, and it's not a whole lot of drama going on right now. When the money stops and the food stops, watch how ugly, nasty they get, man. All right, and you know what I'm saying? You can't see it now again because they're at ease, they're at peace, they have their leisure. I can't stress that enough. It's all this entertainment that has the people distracted so they don't have to deal with the harsh realities of the great tribulation. It's coming. Watch them. They're going to freak out. Look how they did during the pandemic. You know, people got real short with you, especially the women. It got to a point where, you know, some very, very social women in my family, always with the family gatherings, always with the family functions, always with the God talk. Okay, when it hit, man, it was always a no-go. You motherfuckers can't come over here. You know, you motherfuckers can't come over here. Don't know what's going on, scared out of their mind, don't have the spirit of the Lord on them, so they're scared out of their mind. I thought the Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear. That pandemic came, they was scared and confused, man. So that's why they took that juice. They didn't know what to do. It was so much pressure, not a whole lot of pressure by, you know, concerning the Lord's hopefully elect, but for the 2/3, it was just so much pressure. Oh, my job, oh, money, you know, that's mainly why a lot of people took it. The old people took it, you know, that's not working. They took it through fear, you know, of dying, and everyone else, man, for the most part, they took it because of, you know, fear of losing their jobs, these raggedy ass jobs, man. All right, compromise, you know, like you've never seen it before, and that's a good sign. It doesn't, you know, necessarily mean, but it is a good sign that that's the same type of spirit behavior that our family is gonna have in relation to that mark of the beast. It's gonna be a lot more pressure. It's going, as you know, to the point it'll be physical. All right, you'll be hungry, you'll be in need of a, you know, decent shelter. Calamities will be happening. You think that these people talking that talk, walking around here like it's all good, you think they're not gonna take that MOTB? Your punk ass cousins that you used to hang out with, all of my cousins through the spirit part, y'all about Shema, I was shy. All right, just keeping it real with spiritual discernment. They're a bunch of punk ass niggas, man. All right, ain't now one of them, you know, trying to serve you how about Shema, how shy. And I love my cousin. I'm a cousin, you know, Israelite, if that makes sense, man. I grew up like with my cousin, stayed with my cousin. My cousin have stayed with us, you know, whole families together, you know. And I don't have I got two so-called step brothers, but I grew up raised as an only child for sure. So I don't really have, you know, biological siblings, man. But the Lord did bless me when I was a child to experience that by having such a great connection and bond with my cousins, both male and females. As time progressed, man, we have to deal with the realities that is Yahweh Bahashim and Hawashah, that is prophecy. All right, just because I love my cousin don't mean that the Lord not gonna destroy them. Hell, we don't even know if we're gonna make it. We always say that through the spirit of humility. You know, we're still hoping to make it. All right, but the difference is we're doing those things to make our calling in election sure. If we be elected for this salvation, we're gonna do things to make it sure. All right, i.e., doing these epistles that you hear, going out on the highways and byways with the brothers, you know, and trying to keep the law. All right, to the best of our ability. What else can we do at that point, man? But just hope the Lord sees these things that we do, man. All right, repenting, very important, is actually, you know, stop doing that sinful act. A lot of people think repentance is saying I'm sorry. That's maybe a part of it, having a feeling of remorse, but you got to stop doing what you're doing. That's the way that a whore can make, you know, receive salvation. You're not going to be in the last second coming out of your whoredoms. You got to put away that stuff during this time of grace. All right, that's real repentance. Stop doing the sinful act. A lot of our people, they might not be out here sticking guns in people's faces. You see, some of them are our family members, you know, but they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and they truly don't have no faith. We saw it during the pandemic, bro. We saw it. They don't have no real faith, and it pisses you off, man. And I'm at a point now where I don't even want to deal with these people, bro. I don't want to depend on it, which we don't, you know. And it's always the spirit of the Lord, especially since you've been in this truth. If they do come out their pockets, you know, or able to, it's the spirit of the Lord. They ain't got no damn money. I see that now. And you asking for a little bit of money. Everybody got an attitude. I got a lot of people left me unread. All right. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be just hitting me up, bro. Never hit them up about money ever. You know, having good conversations, checking in. Okay. So it ain't like I'm just hitting them up out the blue. No, we be checking on each other, you know. And then boom, I get the left unread. You know, any other time if it was about some foolishness or sports, or we be going back and forth. But you know, you know what I mean? The huge part for me isn't necessarily that they left me unread or whatever. It's just the fact that they don't have any money either, which is in relation to this great tribulation, which means they're just primed and ready to take their MOTB, man. Especially when the rest of the pressure gets applied. So just hold on to your seats, man. Cause you know, there's gonna be a lot of exposing here coming soon. We're getting ready to come upon officially our new year. Hey, Thawadi Hawba Shima Hawashah for, you know, keeping us through a whole nother year, man. All right. And I just feel through the spirit, it's gonna be a lot of changes made, you know, during this year, man. All right. Bring out the rest of these precepts. Jeremiah. And you have to remember this. We're working out our own salvation, man. We can't save our families, man. Turn. This is Jeremiah 3:14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. So, I mean, this is just in relation to the Lord didn't choose everybody to make it this go round, man. He's gonna pick a one of a city, two of a family, man. All right, from the nation of Israel, that's going into the 1/3 versus the 2/3, man. And this is this remnant of the nation of Israel that came back during this period of grace and put forth an effort to please Yahweh by Shem and Hawashai, remembering the old ways, man. All right. Matthew 19 and verse 29, and it reads, and this is what we have to remember as we're sacrificing and letting certain things go. And everyone that has forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold. The Lord didn't say double. That's more than double, mind you. 100-fold. And shall inherit everlasting life. So if you think about children, if it was double, if you had two, you get four. Do the math on 100-fold. All right. So your punk ass cousins this go round, your aunties that you love so much, your mama, your daddy, grandparents, if they still alive, you know what I mean? They might not make it, bro. And you had to step away from your family, so-called, man, and serve Yahweh by Shem Hawashai, your true family. And it hurts, man, especially if your family ain't just a bunch of weirdos. If they got some decency, just some down, good down country folks, for the people in the South or, wherever you're from, just down to earth. But when it comes to, serving the Lord, man, they're against us, man. All right. And we ain't seen the full manifestation of them being against us. Remember what the Lord said, if they hate the Lord, they gonna hate you. They hate you, they hated the Lord, right? And you gonna see, like, again, just the full strength of that hate when they're, snitching on you, trying to turn you in for money, compensation and things like that, talking about, who's this guy, oh, I'll show you, oh, that's my nephew. Yeah, keep your enemies close, man. But again, and it goes on to say, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man. That's beautiful. We got to remember that. Remember what we're fighting for. Take the low, man. It'll be worth it. It's a hard pill to swallow, but 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they want to take the high road. They don't want to be humble. They don't want to listen. They don't want to show humility. The so-called elders of our nation, all right? They think they know everything because of a little age and really young. You ain't nowhere near 600, boy. Y'all entering the grave around about y'all 70s, man. Averaging. You know what I mean? You ain't nowhere near like old, man. All right, this the last days, man. The Lord said he was gonna cut, time short, and look how short we live, man. Back in the ancient days, look how long they used to live. We got to be at the end. We're only living around 70, 80 years, and that's if the Lord be with you. Don't let you be a young man. A lot of the young folks not making it past 21. Do you not see how fast we're dying? We're popping out and we're dying faster than your head can spin. Especially you look at all the death that has happened with the youth. That's crazy to be living, go from 600 plus years living to damn 20. Yeah, man. But back to that family. Yeah, you got to forsake them. It could be anybody. And the Lord mentioned that specifically. Your brother, your sister, father, mother, wife, or children, man. All right. Some people got children. They may or may not make it. You got to serve the Lord, man. You know what I mean? You got to serve the Lord. And as time progresses, man, it's a lot easier, as you start to serve the Lord and get some time invested in it. It's a lot easier to be like, oh, forget about them, like let them have it, leave them to their own devices, because their conscience are seared with the hot iron. We just let them have it, because at first we was fighting for them, man. It was all type of emotions we all experienced. Some brothers then got kicked out the house. Some brothers have had very intense arguments, all right, with their spouses, their wives, or their parents, especially concerning this truth, concerning the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, concerning our heritage, man. All type of strife has arise because of that. It is what it is, man. Either they're gonna make it or not. And again, if we're doing things to make our calling in election sure, guess what? Through the Spirit, we see they're not. So they're probably not going to make it. It's a wishful thing. It's a very humble thing to, want the best for the entire nation of Israel. But we got to remember, 2/3 shall be cut off and down. I'm going to bring that out. All right. And that 1/3 is going through that fire, man. And what make you think that your family not a part of that 2/3 when they're not doing things to make their calling and election sure, which probably means they're not elected, which probably means they're not, predestined for the salvation on this go around. And we got to remember what was promised to us, man. If they don't make it, they'll be born in the kingdom. So we'll get our family back one way or the other. We got to work out our own salvation. We were the ones called to, put the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shai back in the earth. All right, back upon our nation, man. All right, after the Lord took it from us, not these clowns, man. All right, they have a very, very real deal. I'ma just be a citizen spirit upon them, man, in the kingdom, and we don't want that. It's not a bad gig at all, man. Trust in relation to the rest of the nation. Hey, the weakest man, the most wicked, vilest man of our nation right now. One day that brother will be a prince of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You see, So in the end, or should I say the beginning, it'll be all good, man, for the entire nation of Israel. But we got a certain spirit. We don't want that. We want to make it on the first go round. We want to be special in the kingdom, you see. And the Lord's offering that, all right, with a little bit of repentance, man, and obedience. You possibly could attain that. I don't want to be a regular citizen. Hell, I'm a regular nothing now, I want the Lord, through the Spirit. I'm not one for fame, but if the Lord, if in the kingdom, I'm all for it. Desiring that righteous fame, man, that notoriety, that I wasn't a straight sucker, man. See here, Matthew. Let me get that precept about the 2/3. This is Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, referring to the nation of Israel, that 2/3, all right, 2 parts, 2/3 is going to be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire. And we haven't seen the full degrees of that fire, but we are in the fire right now. That's why we're not happy. All right, the Lord has a certain spirit upon us, a certain chastisement upon us to make sure that we are provided for, but we're not happy being here. You see, 2/3 are. All right. And I will bring the third part through the fire. And the rest of that fire is going to be during this great tribulation, man. And we got to keep our faith, man. All right. Unlike these people. All right. And will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Amen. During that day, you got to know the names Yahweh, war Yahweh Shai. During that day, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're gonna be trying to call upon somebody. I don't know if it's gonna be Yahweh Bahashim or Yahweh Shai, but for sure, if they not reverencing and remember those names now, they're not gonna remember it during the day of their trouble and all them calamities happening. They're gonna probably try to hit the old school, play it out, Jebus and God calling upon, it's not gonna work. Matter of fact, the Lord said he will mock. He didn't say that here for the 1/3. He actually said he's gonna hear them. All right. Hear them, and he's gonna call them his people. For 2/3 and the rest of these wicked nations out here, Lord say he gonna mock when your calamity come. All right, wicked nigga. All right, wicked female. All right, you horse. All right, all that crazy, just unnecessary, over the top spirit Eve got upon her right now, just straight rebellious. I saw that video with old girl talking about just let me go to hell, and some of the stuff she was saying, some, what I mean, man, get out of here. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. And I noticed something about that. A lot of brothers wasn't even tripping. Like, it was so beneath us. Like, and I'm gonna tell you a part of what she said just through the spirit. I ain't said she said. She was just, I'm paraphrasing, but she didn't mention spitting, in our Lord's face. And, I didn't like it at first. It kind of like made me a little heated when I first heard it, and then it was just very beneath us. Like, bro, if the Lord wanted, he'll turn you into dust, or like one of the brothers was going into, man, the Lord could bring upon you so many plagues and diseases. Basically, I'm saying, who she offending? All right. And I kind of was able to see how the Lord see things, man, because make no mistake about it, that individual right there is definitely gonna get judged for those things that she said, that puffed up, violent spirit that she has upon her, man. But the Lord's so powerful, he don't need to destroy you right away. He'll let you, stay puffed up thinking that it's all good, man, and then we'll catch you, during your worst times, and the Lord will visit you, man. So I mean, all that, you ain't offending nobody, because like I said, you don't even know Yahweh about Shem and how shot to offend him. You talking about a ghost. You know what I mean? You talking about a ghost. You just difficult just to be difficult. You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know who you're talking about. You know how I know that, Eve? Because if you did know Yahweh Shem Shah, you would have a certain fear upon you. You would know the terrors of the Lord. All right. That's why he's gonna reveal himself to you in this aggressive way during Jacob's trouble, man. Which you will be visited with the terrors of the Lord, violence. That same spirit that you come in, not being humble, not being a humble female. All right, the Lord is gonna give you over to that, man. That's the way he's gonna judge you, man. No mercy, because Eve, you don't be showing no mercy. All right, and it's not gonna go well for you, man. All right. But yeah, that was the precepts about the 1/3 and 2/3, man. And that fire, the rest of it, again, Jacob's trouble, not taking that MOTB and the persecution that comes with that, man. That's all a part of that fire. And that last little bit of fire is going to elevate us, man, to where we need to be to manifest Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai coming back. The prayers and the type of faith that we're going to be showing forth is going to please Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And it's going to be because of that fire. Different between the 2/3 and the 1/3. 2/3, they're gonna get burnt up in this fire. They're not gonna be able to get through it. The Lord is gonna put a certain spirit upon us to get through that fire and to come out, pure. All right, with those new glorified bodies, man. So we're almost at the end of this thing, and you just gotta know to keep your enemies close. And I am talking about your family, man. Some of you brothers are married with children, man. Don't think it's strange, man. All right. That your family might, you know what I mean? But for you brothers that do have households, man, may the Lord be with your families. Don't get it twisted. We're not, just all about ruckus. We want the best for our families. It's just a harsh reality. For you brothers that, actually have a household with a wife and children. Oh man, a lot of brothers don't, man. So, we really with the smoke when it comes to our family. We could care less, man, at this point. And what can we do, man? And the thing about it, when I say we could care less, dude, we've done this day in, day out, starting with the apostles for years, every day, like for the most part, as a whole, as a body, for sure. Since the apostles came on the scene as a body, the whole body, you're able to hear, motivation, rebuke, lessons every day, from Yahweh Shem and Hawashai via the mouth of the prophets, man. So they really can't say we didn't care about them, because we did. We warned them beyond belief. We warned them so much we didn't even have a life. We warned y'all so much. When the weekends come, do you see my brothers now? Brothers, when they got their free time, they'll catch, whatever they do on their free time. But like I say, do you see the brothers going on elaborate trips during the summer, winter, what have you? You see them out on the highways and byways every weekend. They're not partying. They're not going on vacation. They're doing this for you idiots. Well, we're really doing it for, the Lord's hopefully elect and condemning the rest of them, But I just said that to say again, they can't say we didn't love them or we didn't care or we just, just threw them to the fire, because we didn't, bro. You know what I mean? It was just your true spirit manifested in the last days, man. You wasn't really a part of our family. It looked good at first. You seemed like a real Israelite, You got the look. But when it comes to this spirit, oh man, you guys are a bunch of clowns. I'm talking about as the days progress, man, and I just think about some of the wickedness that I've seen. I've been false accused and to the point where I've been incarcerated about my so-called family. And I ain't talking about just my parents, everybody, and I ain't joking. I'm not joking like about that, bro. They have really showed their behinds, man. There was a time back in the day, my grandparents got into a bad car accident, almost cost them their lives. They was, in the hospital bed for months. Brand new Cadillac Escalade, when it came out, grandma had one completely total. And what had happened was my grandparents came from the country to see about me when I was in school. My daddy was deployed. It was me and my mom, and I was getting into a little bit of trouble. They came to see about me, and on their way back, they got into a freaking accident. Boy, do you know the type of spirit that was upon my family when we was in this hospital? How I was in a fucking corner by myself, and my family act like they didn't even see me, didn't want to talk to me. You see what I'm saying? And I was a child. It's like they were blaming me for my grandparents almost dying. You could see that, especially, my uncle. You know what I mean? Especially my uncle. I'm talking about I was in that hospital seeing my whole because everyone's coming up in their aunties and everybody, cousins, and they looking at me like I'm crazy. Didn't even want to acknowledge that I was over there. So that stuck with me for the rest of my life. And I see how they were. All right. And as time progressed, even more things happen. So I see because they're not terrible people. You see what I'm saying? My family, they're good people. They're charitable when they can be. They're very loving, calm. Everyone, has did their little dirt, but a lot of them don't even drink no more. I'm not saying that drinking is a sin, because it's not. But I'm just saying, like, they claim themselves to be, believers. They be trying to go to in those synagogues or whatever. But hey, man, they not dealing with the spirit of truth, and it is what it is, man. All right, this isn't a game, contrary to what popular belief. This ain't for children. This ain't a game. All right, for little children and little weak women. All right, this is for the men of the nation of Israel. So we got to deal with the harsh realities and the casualties of war. All right, because that's what it is. We're not in our rest. We're in a freaking war, man. All right. It is what it is, and there's going to be casualties, and those casualties, may involve your family. It is what it is. The Lord say you're going to get them back, and it is what it is. All of them can go, as far as I'm concerned. Don't need them. Don't need them. They're a liability at this point, and I'm just sick of it. Sick of the pretending, sick of having to suffer and deal with these idiots of our nation. You know what I'm saying? We want to, if they want to be wicked, let them. But, Baba Kwashah, but now we have by Shema Shah deliver us. You know what I mean? We don't want to, it's like double the vexation. See, we already vexed just living our own lives, or should I say not living. All right. Then you got to deal with 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Then you got to deal with the rest of the nations, man. So that's like a triple vexation, man. All right. Your own BS, your own transgressions coming back to the Lord, dealing with your brothers and sisters, and dealing with these other nations. Man, we got to get out of here. All right. Bring a couple more precepts and that'll be it, man. Well, actually, two more. Well, one more, actually. This is Romans 8 and verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, and carnal, that's pertaining to the flesh. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace, because the carnal mind is I always say it wrong, enmity against Yahweh, which means violently opposed. All right. So the flesh is violently opposed to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, reverencing the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, etc. All right. For it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. All right. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh. And we're seeing that with our families. They're not spiritual minded people. They're not spiritual. They claim that. They're false claiming. All right. And everybody's sick of it, starting with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. We sick of just the pretenders, because we don't get that luxury to pretend. We do something as the Lord's hopeful elect. We finna get chastised and seen about real quick. All right. Because sentence against an evil work isn't, executed, expediently. It's set in the heart of the minds of men to do wickedness, man. All right. And that's why people come in that spirit with the whole abominable eating of abominable things, man, because they not on a hospital bed, haven't had a heart attack just yet. They think it's all good. They think that they've gotten away with it. No, clear as day what it says, that the Lord did not come to destroy the law. All right. And clear as day what it says in the dietary law. But for whatever reason, let's call it carnality. All right. They don't care. They don't have no fear, because they haven't got judged yet. See, we'll be and got judged real quick, and that's good, because that means the Lord probably dealing with you if you catching hell. We always talk about that. If the Lord chastises you, that probably means that you're one of His, man. If you just out here just doing whatever, especially if you're doing wickedness, and it just seems like you just getting away with it and nothing's happening, you're probably not gonna make it, man. All right, the Lord probably not with you. I know that seems crazy, doesn't it? It seems like it would be vice versa, but that's how the Lord works, man. All right, especially with His children, man. He gonna make sure we get it right, and make sure you other idiots get it wrong. It is what it is. You got a family, Jake. All right, it's the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, and as a process of time, the Lord gonna bring us all back. The wives, y'all will find y'all husbands, and we'll get up out of here, man. So if, like I said, you don't have your significant other right now, just be patient. Hey, man, the Lord will send you a wife for you females. Hey, the Lord will send you to a man, Yahweh Shem Shah here pretty soon, man. So don't worry, you're gonna get your family, man, on the way out. All right, and definitely in that kingdom, man. All right, so it is what it is about your family, your so-called earthly family that the Lord see. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. You know what I mean? To everything there's a time and purpose and a season, man. Hey, He gave you those families for a specific time and purpose. When I was a child, He gave me this beautiful family with these cousins, to the point where I called them my brothers and sisters, man. Times change. All right, everybody's grown up now. Okay, it's time for destiny. All right, and Lord willing, our destiny is to be elite. You know what I mean? It's to be elite. All right, elite of the elite. All right, because the entire nation of Israel will be elite, but we want to be elite over the elite. We want to rule over. So that's the mentality that we have through the spirit, or a rulership mentality. Our people, again, they have the spirit of just being regular old citizens. Regular old walking the streets of gold citizens. We don't want to be like that. We want to be over something, through the spirit. And that's what we're fighting for, these positions. So with that, I'm going to leave it. All right. Just remember, man, your family, it may look okay now, man, but you just try the spirit by the spirit, man, and just watch them. All right, watch them when these calamities happen, storms, and especially the financial pressure. Watch how unfriendly they become. The friendliest person in your family, you watch as the money starts to crunch and crunch and crunch, and watch them change, man. And we ain't supposed to be like that. It doesn't matter what happens to us. We want to keep the same type of, calm, faithful spirit, man. No matter if we're broke, hungry, without a roof over our head, we cannot freak out. Is what I'm trying to say. Is the whole point of the lesson, because they're going to freak out and they're going to start doing a bunch of heinous things, man. And they're going to freak out and they're going to take that MOTB, man, throughout that desperation. We're just going to have a calm spirit of faith, man. We've been here before. We've been hungry before, fasting and praying. The Lord has already chastising us, so we've been through, some of his terrors. Lord willing, we don't have to go through the terrors of him judging, for wickedness, but we've seen the terrors of the Lord, so we're going to respond accordingly. All right. But with that, I want to give all praises and honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Until next time, Shalom.